We gotta stop blaming The Rock for Triple H's horrendous job of taking over Vince McMahon's, place as the creative. Basically, he's the guy that books the matches. He's the guy that decides which talent is gonna leave, which talent is gonna come to the main roster. That's all on Triple H. And if you guys want to be honest, right? When you look at Triple H's first year of taking over Vince McMahon's job, you look at that first WrestleMania. The reason why that WrestleMania was so successful and so many people came back to watching wrestling again is because of The Rock. The Rock 100% promoted the hell out of that WrestleMania. He came back. He had his feud with Cody Rhodes, right? Because The Rock came back because, remember, The Rock and Roman Reigns were supposed to headline WrestleMania for Roman Reigns' undisputed WWE Championship, but the fans didn't want that, right? Cody lost to Roman the year before. The fans wanted Cody to finish his story. That story being that Cody Rhodes wanted to win the WWE Championship to make his father proud. Shout out to the legendary Dusty Rhodes. That's why the fans did not want to see The Rock versus Roman Reigns. Plus, you combine that with the fact that The Rock, he's not a full-time or even a part-time wrestler. He's a full-time actor, and he pretty much just shows up on Raw or SmackDown or NXT whenever he wants, right? He'll show up and then he'll disappear for a year, sometimes 2 years, sometimes more than that, right? So think about it. Why would the fans be interested in seeing The Rock and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? Because the fans aren't stupid. The fans knew that there was no chance in heaven and hell or on earth that The Rock was going to actually take that title from Roman Reigns. Because if The Rock did that, right, he would have to show up on Raw and SmackDown on a consistent basis. And we all know that The Rock at his age is not going to do that. The Rock is in his 50s, right? I think he's in his late 50s. And let's be honest, guys. Do you guys honestly think that The Rock, who is the highest paid actor in Hollywood, right? Maybe in the world. He might be the highest paid actor in the world. You guys actually think that in his mid to late 50s, he's going to stop doing movies and TV shows and all that to come back to wrestling at his age, full-time or even part-time? Hell nah, right? It's just not going to happen, man. But at the end of the day, right, when The Rock came back, he pretty much told Cody Rhodes that whether he won against Roman or whether he lost, he was going to come back and he wanted to fight Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania for his belt, right? Now, Cody Rhodes ended up getting that belt from Roman Reigns, but let's not forget how he got that belt. John Cena showed up to help him. The Undertaker showed up to help him, right? Seth Rollins showed up to help him. So they all helped Cody Rhodes get that belt from Roman Reigns, who I think was champion for almost 5 years straight. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Roman. So then after that, The Rock showed up, congratulated him, basically, told him a secret and gave him something. And he told Cody Rhodes that he was going to disappear for a couple of months because remember, The Rock, he was going to film a movie about some MMA wrestler, MMA, whatever you want to call it, right? And he said when he came back that, he was going to challenge Cody Rhodes for that belt, whether it be at WrestleMania or whether it be at a future PLE. So The Rock comes back and he pretty much tells Cody Rhodes that he wanted to, buy his soul. Cody Rhodes turned it down following WrestleMania. We obviously get Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. And, John Cena takes the belt up. We find out that John Cena, sold his soul to The Rock, right? So with that being said, The Rock is the one that made the first WrestleMania poppin', because he started showing up on a week-to-week basis. He was showing up on Raw. He was showing up on SmackDown. He was showing up on NXT. Remember, he was whooping Cody with the belt. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and for those that forgot, remember, on day one of WrestleMania, when Triple H first took over, don't forget that The Rock pinned Cody Rhodes. Don't forget that, okay? The Rock pinned Cody Rhodes, and it was night 2 that Cody Rhodes got the belt from Roman, right? So we got to give credit when it's due. The Rock absolutely sold that first WrestleMania when Triple H took over, right? And in the second WrestleMania, the WrestleMania that just happened, The Rock left us hanging, right? Cody Rhodes decided to not sell his soul. Obviously, The Rock showed up. John Cena, we find out that John Cena sold his soul to The Rock. And then in WrestleMania, Travis Scott showed up to basically, join John Cena and celebrate with him when he won that belt. But The Rock was nowhere to be found, right? But then we found out that the reason why The Rock was even showing up again is because WWE was struggling to sell tickets for the PLEs. Remember that. They were struggling to sell tickets for the PLEs, and the owners of TKO, they were begging The Rock to come back to help promote it so they could sell tickets. So all of this stuff that you're seeing with R-Truth and the bad bookings and Roman Reigns losing all of his matches, this is all under the hands of Triple H. And to the people that tried to say, oh, it wasn't Triple H that fired R-Truth, that's a lie. Triple H 100% signed off on R-Truth getting his contract not renewed because he was offered a lowball offer, and he's the reason why Carlito also was not getting his contract renewed. This is all Triple H, and it's obvious at this point that Vince McMahon is a better booker than Triple H, right? Like, you look at Vince McMahon's final years as the owner of the WWE, which people just thought was horrible. It's not even close to as bad as how wrestling is right now with Triple H. Let's be honest. And I think that what TKO should do is, I think that they should remove Triple H from his position as the creative and let The Rock be the creative, right? The Rock, at his age, he's not going to be a full-time wrestler. It's just not happening. But he can be a full-time creative and book the matches for the WWE, especially if he's going to get paid more, right? Because obviously he would have to get paid more, and put Triple H in The Rock's current position as being on the board of TKO, because Triple H doesn't know what he's doing, guys, right? Like, think about this. Next Monday, we're going to get a Jey Uso and Gunther rematch that nobody on planet Earth asked for. Like, who honestly wants to see a rematch with Jey Uso and Gunther? That match at WrestleMania was an absolute joke. The fact that they allowed Jey Uso to make Gunther tap is laughable. Like, let's just keep it real, right? Like, and then we saw Gunther fight Pat McAfee, and then all of a sudden you get a rematch with Jey Uso when you like why? Right? If that's the case, why didn't Roman Reigns get a rematch with Cody Rhodes? Roman Reigns spent last year, he spent all 2024 beefing with Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. Why couldn't we get a Roman and Cody rematch? Why? Serious question. Why? Somebody let me know in the comment section. So, stop blaming The Rock. Blame the man that's in charge, that's showing up on the show on the weekly. Blame Triple H. Triple H is the one that books the matches. He's the one that decides which wrestlers get released. And he's the one that decides which wrestlers are moving up to the main roster from NXT. It's not The Rock. The Rock literally sits on the board, right? And he basically shows up whenever they need him to show up. And whenever they need him to promote something, he promotes it. That's all The Rock does. The Rock is not in charge of what happens on Raw and SmackDown on a week-to-week basis. That is Triple H, aka Triple K. So let me know what y'all think about this video. I'm out.